Hey, it's Rob from Kickass. If you haven't been here before, I do all kinds of crazy things. Hondas, German cars, Mini Coopers, mainly maintenance stuff and tips and tricks. Today, we are working on the infamous X5. Why do I have a Model X5? Because I worked on these things so much. My ex-employer, Kelly's Automotive in Atlanta, Peachtree City. Take your X5 to Kelly. That being said, we're gonna jam on this one. We are doing the suspension, Bushings shocks up front here. The rears have a spring and a shock, so we're just gonna do the shocks in the back. We definitely needed the brake fluid, needed an oil change. We're doing an oil change. Get this thing. What is Rev doing? What are you doing, buddy? Playing with your toy? Rev's playing a little bit. We don't play in the shop. No. I'm gonna start taking all these top panels off so I can get to the tops of the strut tower that are like right around in here. So we're gonna clear the area so we can get those guys off. We're gonna put it up in there. We're gonna yank these wheels off. Rev's gonna do some stuff too. All right, Rev? Rev's gonna survey right now. He's gonna watch. He's gonna get the parts. Go get the parts, buddy. Thanks. We have gained access to the strut towers. We had to take off the panel up here, these two panels that cover this, then there's another little under panel that you have to take off that covers these bottom bolts here. You can see where there once was a bump stop and no longer is there a bump stop. It is now a dust bump. Hey, a dust bump. You go over the bump and it turns to dust. So we're going to be taking out this guy, and this guy. Those are the three nuts that hold the top strut perch. If I can find a flashlight, I'll show you the rest of what we're doing. Then we are going to take this off down here, this side. Alright. So this guy's coming off right there. That's right, Rev. You're completely right, buddy. Good job. That guy's coming off. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably take it off down here, loosen that up, take that off the bottom. That gives us play where we can pull this out. You'll see how I do it. I'll take this thing off, break that loose. So this will be dangling free, and then I'll take those nuts off, and then I'll just swoop that guy right out of there. Right, that Rev? Anyways, that's what we're gonna do there. Let me start on that side. We're on the front driver's side wheel well. Would that be the front left? And I swapped over this side. About to yank off those lower arms. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I knock this thing down off the strut, because it's two pieces. When you order it, you'll just gonna get this top piece. They're not gonna give you this bottom little doodad. But yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Just stay right, stick around. All right. Got a convenient little bolt holder. Hold your bolt up in there, right there. It's kind of nice. So that is a 17, and we got a 21 somewhere. 21. Hello, 21. There. Did I put a 21? What in the pirate ship? I just had it. So you have multiple tools. In case you lose one, you've got a backup. I got a backup for a backup for a backup for a backup. Oh, that's where it is. It's on the bolt. Never mind. Silly goose. This is a job for PV Blaster. Back here. The big shot. Okay. Little schmutz. The other side real quick. Quick double schmutz. Don't double schmutz. Blaster of the PV. So we'll give that a few seconds. Give it a magic tap. Magic wand. Magic bullet. P Blaster, does that work? It only works if you want it to work. This socket is going to shatter. I'm going to swap sockets because that one doesn't have enough ass to it. Sometimes you get a bigger socket, heavier socket, it hits it harder. Yeah, same socket, 21, but I'll show you all the difference between how big of a deal a socket is. These are great and all, right? These are ones you get that have the plastic sleeve on them, but the problem is they're really thin, right? There's not much weight to them. Then you get an actual impact socket that has weight to it. Same socket. Look how much weight there is to that. Just that inertia of that force that has that much more weight. You see how easy that came off after I hit it with this thing for 10 minutes? Of course, I did put in the magical PP Blaster. That has to do a little bit with it, but at the end of the day, and this was sockets that I've had since college. So these, believe it or not, most people don't really give a shout out, but I'm giving a shout out to Cornwell. Cornwell Tools. I've had some of their sockets since I was in college, so like 97, 98, 2000, 99, 99, 7, 98. Long damn time. And they still held up. They've outlived half my snap-on crap. That stuff breaks and shatters. Those things have just been a freaking awesome tool. Right, privately owned. I think it's a little, not private, it's like a family-owned thing. Back when I first talked to him. Yeah, anyway, he's rambling. All right, let's pull that thing off. Since that bolt came out quite nice. It's parts comparison time. You always want to put your parts side by side and check them. These look pretty good. So you can see, it sounded like you were driving over a bucket of like just rocks. So what happens is the bushing, you can see up here, all that powder I was telling you before, the bump stop and all that. Yeah, that's what it should look like. So you got about that 1/4 inch, you lose that right there because it becomes metal on metal and it sounds horrible. And yeah, so this looks perfect, brand new. We're gonna get this guy put in and then we will pop out the other one. All right, Rev. Parts ready. Come here, Mr. Hammer. The bolt meet Mr. Hammer. Hammer, baby. Keep going. There she goes. Woo. 3-pound mini sledge. Tell you what. Finesse, finesse. All right. I had to take all that crap off just to even get to that blah blah blah. So we're probably going to do a ratcheted strap of this nobody doos. And it goes back like that. Upper control arm can be kind of a pain in the butt because it's kind of got it's tightened to where it's on rubber mounts, so it's got like a remembering where it wants to stick back and it's really hard to fight. So what you can do is put a strap over the top and then to the top of the, I put it to the top of the caliper or back around, and then I put a jack on the ball joint, and then I kind of pull it together, so I'll kind of hold this where it's going to be in there and guide it in the hole. You want to wiggle it while you're doing that. Sometimes you can give it a little tap-ski. She gets down there pretty good ski. There you go, ski. All right. Boom. I'm gonna fix that bolt. All right. Tip of the day. When luckily, you don't have to take a bunch of panels apart, and these are right up under here. Not too shabby there. So now we gotta swap this guy off, swap it on to the new old Bilstein. Bilstein. So we'll match up the parts real quick. There's a right and left because it's kind of offset brake line bracket. Alright. Put a little PB blaster on here. Let's see if she... Not working. Alright. Getting grab the shaft through this billow. So we're gonna have to do it with the old snoodle doodle on the old spring dangler. Sometimes you can zip these off and this thing will not spin, but this one is spinning, so you got to put an Allen down in here and hold that with a wrench and do it the old slow stupid way. Double ratchet. Yeah, I'm gonna say. How do you know they're bad? When that happens. When nothing happens, when you push it down. Yeah. Strut has left the chat. Back to the action. Back to the action. Spider webs everywhere. I'm stuck in a bunch of spider webs. Okay. I think that's it. Hello, snuggaroo there. Skibidoo. Skibidoo. Okie dokie smoky. Alright. Looking good, looking good, looking good like it should. Yeah. Not too shabby, baby. It's not up yet. That's the easiest thing to do, hanging halfway in the car. They're all tight. Tight like a jack. The vanilla ice real quick. Rob Van Winkle. Another badass Rob. So we're doing the oil change. I see this ever too much. People taking it to a shop or trying to save a buck on getting a cheap oil filter. Don't do it. It doesn't cost much to get the OEM filter. It doesn't. Pennies. And then I see a Korean filter in a German car. That's a disgrace. So it should have this filter. This is the OEM filter. BMW right there on it. Look at that. Made in Germany. That is where you want your filter made when it comes from your German car. See what happens? They start to collapse on themselves. As you can see this one. You get these cheap filters and they collapse on themselves. Then they're no good. So that's why you want to go with the OEM, and it just looks like such a better filter too. That's nice, robust, strong. It's a little baby one. It doesn't even look the right. No, it's like shrunk. Yeah, junk out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, with that German stuff. So good to have a German part on me again. Yes, very good. Yes, das good filter. All right, it's hard not to make a mess with these. Get all your spats all soaked up. Get your little O-ring replaced on here. You get to replace your O-ring. There's this guy, and there's this guy. And it gives you a crush washer for the drain bolt. So I'm gonna hold on to that. But you wanna get this O-ring off too. Stick this pick into my finger. So that little guy you wanna get off. You put a new guy in there. And put this big guy on. Alright, settle down, buddy. Red's getting excited. I have that cup style, but it's kind of a pain in the butt if it doesn't fit on there right. Those things never work that great. I found this band wrench is the best thing for these things. Alright, I'm gonna put some oil in this thing. We need to do the fan, pulley, and all this other stuff. We're gonna back it up and we'll show you all that. We are to the drive belt portion of the video, and we're doing the tensioner. All right, Rive? You gonna do the tensioner? You get to be on the camera. So yeah, tensioner, belt, and then a drive pulley. So we're gonna have to take off this guy right here. So we'll pull this out of the way. We may pull the fan out. Sometimes you pull the fan out, it makes it easier. We'll see once we get down there. But so many different models of this particular BMW engine, so it depends on which one it is. You know once you get in there. Rev, what are you doing? Yeah, good puppy. Alright, let's get to this. The match parts. Make sure we got the right part. This is a little pin that helps you install it. You put the belt on, then yank this pin out. Yeah. Careful you don't bump this pin into the condenser as you're going down, so you won't put a hole in your radiator. Sorry, not condenser. Okay. Easy to do that. Balls! Somewhere around here. Oh, you can't see. There. Stock belt. It's a pretty belt. This is my Continental. Yep. No, I'm just kidding. Stop being silly, Rob. It's not that kind of belt. Alright, a couple things you need to know about belts. Bugatti is going to come help us. Alright, so you always want to make sure they're the right thickness, which by that I mean the ribs. You want to count how many ribs you got. So you want to make sure it's the same width. And a good way to do the length, I have found, is you get you an extension and you put it on the ground. Alright, we are in the X5. It is wrapped up. Give her a little bit of bath. Got her looking good. Something about black cars when they're clean, they just look good. She drives great. No more noise going down the road, obviously, from the bushings you saw on those. So another one knocked out. X5. Me and little Rubby Noodles back here. Got this guy good to go. I'm Rob from Kickass Garage. Y'all, thanks for stopping by here every Saturday. So come on back. We'll get into some more shenanigans. Money and the power, food in the kitchen. I got to learn, but no